Hi everyone, my name is Dov Hershkovitz and I'm the Senior Product Manager in the APM team here at GitLab. And today I'm going to give you a brief overview about the page that we're looking. This is the metrics category direction. And I want to go over a specific section in this page, which actually demonstrate or provide a high-level overview on our roadmap. This high-level roadmap came out of multiple competitive analysis, user research, customer interviews, and more. And when I start building it, I created just a simple mural board where I listed specific steps that I believe users should do in an application, and I've listed the job to be done for each area, and then what are the actions that we are asking our users to do, and also have the supported research and epics to follow, and then I think now was the right time to move everything to our handbook. And as I mentioned, this is a high-level roadmap, and all the details are listed in the epics and the issues that I try to link. There are a lot of them, but I try to link like one or two or maybe a bit more that are like the high-level epics. We can obviously add more, but at least to have something to look at, and then you can go from one epic. I can just show you how it looks. For instance, if we are looking at one epic, which is an add metric to a dashboard, you can see that we are starting with an epic, and then here you can see there are more discussions and more designs, and then more epics that are coming and evolving out of it. So this is just like the starting point. I'm try to list like the research and a starting point, and then from there you can follow. Another point to emphasize is that those workflows or steps that the users are doing are ordered by a logical steps that the users are doing, and not by priority, which means that if the first step is getting data in, as I've listed here and here in the handbook, it doesn't mean that this will be the first focus of the team. Actually, the first focus on the team is dogfooding, which is a part of this step, which is see metric in a dashboard, but I'm going to discuss it. So it's important that this does not represent a prioritized list. The priority and list is based on the issues and epic and the requirement that we are getting from our users, internal and external. But the idea here is that in every iteration or few iteration, we'll focus on a specific area. So in this iteration and coming iteration, we'll keep focusing on C metric in the dashboard, but once we feel that we've matured enough, we can move on to another area, maybe getting data in, maybe alerting or Kubernetes monitoring and more, but I'm going to talk about it. So let's go over the workflows or the steps that the user will do, and with that, our roadmap. To start with, the first step, whenever a user need to configure the monitoring solution, the user need to make sure that they are getting the right data in, and it's important to get the accurate data, and it's important to have like the right setup in order to get this data. And what does it mean to us, or what does it mean to our users? I mean, we are asking our users to install Prometheus, and we actually support two flavors. We support a flavor where we can install Prometheus for you as a managed app, or you can bring your own Prometheus instance. And I think that we need to make sure now, right now, those two workflows, they are not, they're really different from each other, and there are some features that are working this workflow and not supported on the other. We need to make sure that our monitoring solution and our metric solution will be agnostic to any preferred method. It doesn't matter if you bring your own or we install it for you, the solution will act and behave the same. Secondly, once you deploy Prometheus, we are asking our users to instrument their application if they want to scrape custom metrics or maybe deploy exporters, as there are no metrics that are supported by those exporters. And by the way, it is all listed here in this research on how to instrument Prometheus metrics. And this is an action that is primarily on the user to do. So for us, I think that what's important here is to make sure we provide a clear documentation, a clear, maybe some examples, video recording, and we need to make sure it's easier for our user to consume this data and follow the documentation and the guidelines on how to instrument an app. We can also assist the user with a guided UI, especially in the deploy exporter section if the user would like to deploy those exporters. And yeah, and once Prometheus is set up and the application is instrumented, those metrics are available now in the endpoint, and then the user needs to enable metric scraping, needs to tell Prometheus, here are the metrics, go fetch them. And this is also something that is not so intuitive. And I think when possible, we should make sure that this is an easy task that the user can do, maybe by a push of a button, or even if it's possible, maybe we'll do it automatically. Yeah, and once we've completed those 3 steps, the data is in. Okay, we can get the data. The data is inside our monitoring solution. This is step number 1. The step number 2, after the data is in, you want to see this data. So see metric in the dashboard is the second step. And there are several ways on how we can support the user on seeing those metrics in the dashboard. One of them is, first one is out-of-the-box dashboard. Now, we all love nice and beautiful dashboard. However, building one it can be very challenging. So as a thumb rule, I believe that the more out-of-the-box dashboard we can provide, the better. And there is a reason why established vendors, they take pride on the amount of those dashboards, those out-of-the-box dashboard that they provide to their customer, because they say, hey, listen, you just set up your monitoring system and you get like 10 or 100 of dashboard out of the box. Some of them may not work, some of them can maybe partially work, but still you see immediate value, and even more important, you realize that your monitoring solution is working, which is I think it's even a psychological thing. Everybody loves to see colors in a dashboard. It gives them like the confidence, okay, it's working, now I need to change it and tweak it. And I believe that we can do that. We can work in multiple ways. First of all, we can provide our user with more out-of-the-box dashboard, and I think it's a rather easy task for us to do because our dashboard are YAML file, and moving YAML file is fairly easy. And secondly, we can leverage GitLab community. We have a growing community, a big community. We can create a library of dashboard that basically everyone can contribute to. Secondly is data visualization, and this is where we put our focus on with our dog fooding work with the infra team. So it involves all the information and actions that you can do on a dashboard when you see the metric, because this point of data can really help you understand the root cause of the problem, can help you do a better and faster troubleshooting. So all the work around annotation, templating, drill downs, and improve visualization is here. And more than that, we can also provide our user with the ability to customize the dashboard. Actually, this is like the second point, the third bullet. So yeah, so this is the dog fooding part. And as I mentioned, the third one is add metric and customize dashboard. Okay, you have your out-of-the-box dashboard, you have this great visualization on those dashboard, but now you want to change it a bit. Okay, you want to make sure it fits to your need. And actually, what we've realized from some of the research that we did is that some of our users actually start with our metric dashboard, and then they immediately go to Grafana. It's easier because we bundle Grafana in GitLab, and it's like just one click and you're in Grafana, and you already set up your monitoring system, and Grafana provide a really nice and intuitive onboarding experience. So things like adding a metric or changing or can customize your dashboard can be quite difficult to a GitLab user. And we believe that if we'll make this step easy and discoverable and intuitive, we can increase our user adoption. So all the work that revolve around the add metric, and this is where we have this discussion, this epic and the discussion issue and the supported research is the work that I believe we should start focusing on real soon. Next in line is alerting, and in alerting we didn't do, at least our team did not do a big research for now, but it's something that we definitely should and plan on doing. But as a user, even if I have a great dashboard, not everyone in the organization will going to sit and look at the dashboard. Actually, more likely that they will react to an alert, and then they will jump and look at the log in and look at the dashboard. And obviously, we need to make sure that setting up an alert is a straightforward action. It is supported by all metrics type and all chart type. Something that's really easy to do as a part of your, even as a part of your onboarding experience. I've seen a lot of competitors that actually do step number one, getting data in, add metric to a dashboard, and then set up an alert all in a single flow. So the transition is also something that we need to make sure is intuitive when we are thinking about building alerting. It's not like a silo thing. Sometimes it comes together with adding metric to a dashboard. But those are things that will be fleshed out in the issues and epic. And I mentioned this is just a high-level overview. Next is the Kubernetes monitoring. Obviously, we stated that our vision is that GitLab will be the primary day-to-day tool for monitoring cloud-native application. We are doubling down on the cloud-native. We believe that this is the future. It's actually even the present now. And in order to achieve that in the monitoring landscape, we need to make sure that we provide our user with a cluster insight. So provide our user with an insight to the health of the cluster, of the pod, and the running applications, and following along out-of-the-box dashboard that highlight key metrics. And I'm not just talking about dashboard that just provide charts. Some vendors like Datadog and Elastic do a great job by providing the operators with the birds of an eye across your environment. I have to say that we have something that can be quite similar, and we can work on that. And this is the deploy board. We can easily work on those deploy boards and make them more similar to the way that Datadog and those big vendors are presenting the user with the cluster insight. And there is also the supported epic here that describe exactly that, and the supported research that we've done in the past. The last one is actually, it's not a part of the metric direction, and I've also mentioned this here. So it is the log aggregation. If you want to see more information about our logging solution, it's better to redirect to our category direction logging. And I'm going to add here a hyperlink to it. But I wanted to add this so we'll have like complete end-to-end visibility to our high-level roadmap. So in a nutshell, we want to present our user with an aggregated view across all their logs, across all their pods. And so the user will be able to easily and quickly search through a list of logs in order to find the root cause analysis. We've done a big competitive analysis I think we know what we need to do. And as I mentioned, this is listed here in our direction page for logging. That's it for the high-level roadmap. I hope you find it useful, and if you have any question, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, and bye-bye.